Hello everyone, my name is Neelab Nabi, so I'm in group 5. So today I'm going to be talking about the effects of children's emotional problems in divorced family in middle and late childhood. My research aims to further analyze the effect that divorce has on children's emotional issues, as well as highlighting the parent-child relationship and talking a little bit about the difference between a child from a divorced family to a child from a non-divorced family. So children that are in the middle and late childhood are in the ages of 9 to 12 years old. Children show growing awareness of the need to control and manage their emotions to meet social standards. Kids also develop their understanding and self-regulation of emotions during this time. Divorce is not a simple and easy process to go through for both parents that have created a compromise in ending their marriage. Divorce can damage the relationship of the family as well as weaken the relationship between parents and children. In most cases, children are struck in the midst of conflict within the process of divorce. Some facts about divorce in America is that 40% of children born to married parents in the U.S. will experience their parents' divorce. Also, the U.S. holds the highest of 50% divorce rate than most other countries in divorce. Behind closed doors, many children witness arguments, fights, and abuse that will imprint a traumatic experience that will eventually haunt them as they proceed through the journey of childhood and into adolescence. Going into the topic of children's emotional issues, children will begin to feel as though they're responsible for the separation of their parents from one another, forcing the blame onto themselves. They will ask many questions and expect to have responses from either their parents or a sibling about what's going to happen now since their parents are separating. No child ever wants their parents to divorce. It can be a confusing and stressful time for the child, whether it be fighting over custody or negotiating schedules. The child knows that the parent is fighting over them. The emotional insecurity that the child will become fragile, and during this time, abandonment is something that child may fear may happen to them. The child may develop negative emotions such as sadness, depression, and anger. When it comes to anger, expressing anger, children might take it out on other peers or engage in fights at school. One reason may be because of intense anger at the parent they blame for causing the divorce. Boys are externally symptomatic than girls, meaning that they act out their anger, frustration, and hurt. The girls internalize their stress by having headaches, being depressed, or changing their eating habits. Signs of emotional insecurity in middle and late childhood children may fear loneliness. They'll complain about headaches, stomachs, may become overactive to avoid thinking about divorce. And lastly, feel ashamed of what's happening in their family, feel that they're different from other children. Another research study explains that children can develop anxiety disorders and low self-esteem because of their insecurities. When children further mature, they will encounter emotional insecurities into their adolescence with higher extent of depression and anxiety disorders. When it comes to parent-child relationship, it will become a difficult situation for the child to choose one parent over the other to stay with because the child deeply loves both of their parents and cares about them, creating a negative impact on their emotional state. The parent-child relationship diminishes when one parent moves out of the child's life. The absence of one parent can decrease the amount of emotional support a child requires to lead a happier and welcoming life. The child's attachment to their parents will not be the same. Attachment will not be the same as it was before the divorce. The lack of parental involvement physically and lack of quality relationship can lower self-esteem. Attachment is very important in the child that's currently in middle and childhood, because when it comes to mothers struggling through divorce, research explained that divorced mothers are less able than married mothers to show emotional support towards their child. Shapinsky stated that some children who are secure during infancy can be at risk of later insecurity. A study showed that there has been a slight decline in children's stress of their mothers after separation. The stress of divorce damages the parent-child relationship for as many as 40% of divorced mothers. Fathers are less involved with the children than the mothers are, especially for the father of girls. Fagan and Churchill found that fewer than half of the fathers saw their children more than a few times a year. Contact with father declined as a year over time. Children from divorced families receive less emotional support from their fathers than children from intact families. Difference between child of a divorced family to non-divorced family. A study showed that about 25% of children show serious emotional problems in divorced families than children from non-divorced families. It has been assumed that the two-parent family is a better environment for children's development than single-parent family. Divorced parents spend less time and energy with their children. They're too busy worrying about others and not focusing on their kid. The presence of fewer toys and games is common as increase of physical punishment goes on. Children in divorced family are more likely than children in non-divorced family to have higher externalized and internalized problems. Children whose parents haven't gone through divorce have better secure attachment. A recent study stated that secure attachment was linked to higher levels of children's emotional regulation and less difficulty in identifying emotions. Researchers have found that during this period of development, secure attachment is associated with lower level of internalized symptoms, anxiety, and depression in children. Divorced homes show a decrease in language stimulation, pride, affection, stimulation of academic behaviors, encouragement of social maturity and warmth directed towards the children, which is the opposite of what a non-divorced children get. In conclusion, middle and late childhood children that have emotionally suffered through seeing their parents divorce will have a hard time as they go through adolescence. Parents should not ignore the signs of emotional stress that their child is showing during divorce or this difficult time. Kids 100% need their emotional support from both of their parents. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.